Good evening, everyone. Happy Wednesday evening. I hope you are well. Hope you're all having a nice week. Wow. So, today is a very special day today. And I have something wonderful to share with you all. I'm going to take a moment, though, to get my breath, sort of last minute scrambling as always. And then I'll be very happy to share. So I was just checking to make sure I had the date right. This coming February will be the 3rd year anniversary of HP Shalom. That means I've been teaching almost for 2 complete calendar years. Boy, time flies. I keep having to check because it feels like 3 calendar years in a good way, but it's been almost 2 calendar years. And I've been mentioning for the last couple months that I've been working on a special project for you all and for me and for everyone. And what I've been doing is catching up on YouTube with all the descriptions for all the teachings that didn't have a description. And I've been adding little bullets, sort of summarizing some of the key points below for the most recent ones. And I have to kind of go back to some of the earlier ones and do that. And finalizing titles. It's been a process, and somebody's been helping me with that, and I couldn't do it without him. He knows who he is, and I say a big thank you. Otherwise, it would have taken forever. But I particularly wanted to finalize the titles and kind of make them uniform and up to the standards that I have, especially the earlier ones. Everything's sort of grown with time. So I can create an archive of all my teachings. And in the video details to this live feed, I have just put in the link to the archive. And I wanted a place where everyone can go to and download all my teachings with one click. This way, if you feel so called, you have them. You don't rely on YouTube. You don't rely on an internet connection. They're on your hard drive. They're home with you, and you can share them as you will. I've always had the fear over the last 2 years that one day I will log on and there's no YouTube page anymore, and people wouldn't have access to my teachings. So I've been working diligently to get everything sort of in a shape where I can present them all to you. I didn't realize, and if people who would like to download, please go to the link. I want to make sure it gets downloaded. I never know what will work and what won't. And I don't like to have things sort of linger out there. So if you feel called, just as I'm speaking, hit the download key. It takes a while. These are wonderful people. They do a great job. But the download link takes a little while. And when you get to the page on the right-hand side, across from my little write-up, it will say MPEG 4. Basically, it's MPEG 4, movie MPEG. And you click it. Whoops. Hold on. Perfect. You don't click it, it will show everything. But on the right side, you will see 100 files. There are currently 100 videos. I'm going to add a couple more in a bit. If you click 100 files, it will begin downloading all of them in a zip folder for you. And just kind of let it run. And I had a little problem having it done on my computer, but it worked on my phone with no problem. I'm currently uploading a lot of files, and that might be why. But on my phone, I got it to work no problem. My computer is 3/4 broken, so I'm not surprised. But so please feel free to hit the link and begin. I want to make sure the downloads are going to people who want them. So to sort of backtrack a little bit, I didn't realize how much I'd been holding with these teachings. And after everything had sort of uploaded, I kind of cried. I really cried, and I rarely cry. I was just so relieved and so happy. I felt it was my life's work. And I felt I had published it in a way. I know it's been publishing live in a way, and it's all archived on YouTube, but it was something to have 100 teachings, 100 movie files, some of them 4 hours long, as you know, if some people have sat through some of the longer ones, all in one file for people to download. It felt like like a book. Everything is there. And I remembered, and those who have been with me for quite a while remember this story, which I shared at the beginning, sort of H.P. Shalom's story of becoming, when this all started at age 12, when I heard a certain song and I really wanted to do something to help the world. And I feel and I promised to God that I would work for it, and I didn't know what the path would be. And there's no way I could have possibly planned what path I took and all the interesting things and turns and teachings and teachers that I came across, or even what it would look like. I thought I would be very happy having had a room of 40 people, in a little place, back room of a gym somewhere. And I would have been extremely happy to share there. I had no idea that it would become as big as it is on YouTube. And I feel great gratitude for that. And I feel like I've made happen what I wanted to happen at age 12 or 13. And something a promise that I reiterated for decades afterwards. Sort of a covenant, personal covenant that I had. And when it was up there and I saw it and I was fine-tuning the description, I just started crying because I was so happy. And I've been very touched by all the compliments I've received and the feedback I've received, how it's changed their lives, people's lives, how they look forward to my teachings, how they listen to it many times. I received an email yesterday from someone who I have to reply to her. I've been busy with the downloads, who just been listening for 2 weeks. And yet somehow what I shared touched her so much that she wanted to donate $25 and wished me a happy Hanukkah. And I was just so touched. And she doesn't like using PayPal. And she says, is there an alternative way? Sadly, there really isn't. And don't worry, nothing goes through the PayPal anyway, sadly. And I can't think of a way for people to get the donations through. So we're kind of stalled on that. But I was very sort of touched that the teachings touch someone in that way who's really kind of brand new and maybe a little overwhelmed because we're already kind of a little bit at full speed here. And yet she found something for herself and maybe not overwhelmed. And I was just so touched that it touched someone who was really new and to him. And I'm just happy that I'm able to present this download to you all. It's been a lifelong dream, and I feel deep relief that my life's work is now safe because it's out there now with you guys. Not dependent on YouTube, not dependent on an internet connection, but at home in your computers. And it's there. My teachings, my work, my study, God's blessings, these teachings which really aren't mine, they're an offering, are solidified into the future. And I cried. I was very happy because I firmly believe these things is what I've lived for many years, and they've helped me. Things were shared to me, people guided me, teachers, fellow students, things I've read from people I will never meet, things that I saw or people told me in passing, people who have helped, guided me, shaped me, all sort of led to my path. And I hope it blesses everyone, that your walk, your path may be easier and more direct, with greater understanding, less lost than I was at times because of it. And for those who are religious, I hope it leads you back home to God. Because that was my prayer at age 12 or 13, right before puberty, that I may help God bring his people home, bring some peace to the suffering that's out there, bring people away from not the best life and lifestyle in their treatment of others to a different way of doing. But how do you change your inclinations? How do you change your sort of momentum in one direction, your desires in one direction, your instincts in one direction, your habitual momentum? How do you move it? How do you heal? And we all have healing in some way, in many different ways, from childhood. Also, we're all healing. I'm continuously healing. And I think I've presented a path that takes ancient wisdoms and presents it in a way that modern people will understand, hopefully, and that speaks to modern issues. And if I may speak religiously, and that it may awaken the heart of God in all of us, reconnect us to him, so we may feel him in hardship, feel him in joy, and know ultimately we're going to be fine. And when I was editing these teachings and I listened to them, read some of the transcripts, read some of the descriptions my friend helped draft for me, looked at the titles, I was just like, wow. By the grace of God, because I couldn't have done that on my own by a long shot. And so I'm just very happy to be able to share it with all of you. And I hope it blesses you. And if you know somebody who'd be interested, share it with them, the link, thumb drive, whatever it might be. And may it be a blessing. There's one thing I wanted to add. Now, I plan to teach for many more years. Okay, let's just be clear here. This is not my goodbye. I've been listening to myself. It sounds like I'm heading into retirement. That's not the case at all. It's sort of, here's a big group of teachings, and now I send it forth because I'm approved of that message, and it's solid. And I stand behind it, and I'm proud of it. And I think it's correct, religiously, ethically, morally, technique-wise, everything. So it's there. But I want to make a very, 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 so very important point. So mind you, I'm going to teach more things in the future and other techniques. But I want to make this point extremely clear, because I've seen it in the past. this problem come up. It's a serious problem that people who learn don't think that the teachings are complete, in a way that there's always something else, and the next one will make it complete, or the next one will be the aha. So they're like, oh, it's not enough, and they keep looking. I want to make it very clear, and I'm going to repeat it 3 times. So there's no doubt in people's minds. Those 100 teachings contain the entire, complete path. They're complete. It is all you need. If you never receive more than those 100 teachings, you are good. You can take them all the way. There's beginning, intermediate, and advanced. And there is advanced, which one doesn't even know it's there until you're at a certain level and you hear the teaching again and you go like, oh my God, I've never heard that in this. Oh, I never saw it in that. Oh my God, I thought he was talking about this. He may have been, but he was also really talking about this too. It's all there. So that download contains so much. And I just wanted to make that clear. When I was doing them, I do not easily put down the words core teaching at the beginning. In fact, I was trying not to put those words down because I thought at the beginning there'll be a couple core teachings. Actually, before talking, I wanted to see how many there were in the 100. I think honestly 50% of them are, if not more. I was shocked. I could look now, but maybe when I take a pause, I will have a look. So many. And that told me that I did it right. Many teachers teach a little bit and a little bit and a little bit. And after 10 years, they get to the teachings that I basically gave on day number 1. There's a school of thought that you don't need to lead up to things. You just kind of start there. And I'm of that school. Because why waste your time? Get to the core. It's not that it's more difficult or more dangerous or all that. I don't understand why. So I said, you know what? I'm going to front load the teachings. I'm going to give them as much as soon as possible. Now, it took a while to lead up to it, but I don't know if people kind of saw in March and April, there was enough background that it really got shifted into 6th gear. And I'm like, finally, I could really give the heart and the core of it. And so it's there. There are so many core teachings because they really, really contained real golden nuggets that expand the mind, expand knowledge, expand connection, have techniques, a way of perceptions that really lay a solid foundation and can take you for years in the future. Yes? Because I kind of say that because we're so reliant on technology. What happens if there's electrical issues or Wi-Fi goes down or the internet? And then you have problems connecting. You know, it happens to people in certain countries or wherever. It's what it is. And so I wanted to make it clear, if you download that, you're good. If my YouTube page disappears, you're good with those 100. You have my stamp on that. So it's all about our path. It's not the path of understanding. It's partially the path of understanding, knowledge, understanding why you do something, understanding how it fits in, understanding the journey, right? I believe in understanding. There's some teachers that's all about practice and they don't give any ground of understanding. I can't do it that way. I wasn't able to do it that way in my practice. I had to understand, make sure it was, kosher. It was good. But it's the path of walking. You walk a path. So the teachings are to be applied. That's the path. Not necessarily another teaching, another practice, another this. I've downloaded so much. So there's many different practices. And with time, you could investigate different ones. And it doesn't mean you have to do all of them. Because then you're scattered. Best to focus on one or two. And over the course of months and years, you'll investigate a little bit, and soon, you'll have a certain proficiency. But the path is meant to be walked. It's not the next teaching will be aha, and something opens in the mind and you're there. It does happen to people. It's really, 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 really rare. Oh, it might be you. Chances are it has to be applied. I set up a paradigm, a way of perceiving the world, a way of interacting with our bodies, our minds, consciousness, God, the universe, how to engage in our lives, how to act and the effect it has on us and our energies and our currents. And yes, I still have to explain the Kundalini energy and the chakras, I know. One of these days. But you understand enough of it, and we understand how it affects us. And so we're really empowered. These are really teachings to empower ourselves, not to depend on someone else, but to empower ourselves to walk the journey, to do the practices, to make an effort to change our ways, to become better. So as we go through our lives, we are a blessing to and for others. We are a blessing to our world. We have a positive effect. When people think of us, they smile. They miss us. And when we're gone, the world is a better place. And our memory is blessed because we blessed while we were here. By being good, by acting properly, by helping people. We lived a good life. People who live a good life at the end, they don't have a bad death. They're not worried. They just smile on their face and off they go, and smell flowers and roses in the room. There's all sorts of things that happen. But why are we here? What's our purpose in life? Why are we alive here? It's a central question. And how you answer that question in many ways will govern how you live. So since a very young age, I'll give you my perspective on that question. I thought life was a big test. Things happen. How do you act? How do you react? Good, bad, honestly, cheating, peace, violence. We're confronted with choices. How do we navigate this world? And at the end, we are the sum of our decisions. And not doing something is a decision. And at the end, we come to a result. We're a baby, white slate. Older people, their card is full of the things, their lives. And there they are. Or is life the pursuit of power or money? Do we think about what comes afterwards, or do we think nothing comes afterwards? See, all these things affect how we act. And even if we think nothing comes afterwards, does that matter on how we live? Isn't just being a good person with no goodies at the end, isn't enough just being a good person? Even though you might not believe in heaven or an afterlife, but just having lived in a good way. Shouldn't that just be good enough? Yet, how do we navigate? How do we work with our emotions? How do we work from depression? How do we work if we have anger issues, or we're overwhelmed, or we have anxiety, or we can't feel God? We can't feel anything. We're numb. How do we not get stuck there, that it becomes a lifelong pattern? How do we grow our flower garden? How do we change the soil within ourselves? How do we add the fertilizer? Which ones, when, how much? How do we prune? How do we cultivate ourselves? How do we turn towards the sun? How do we fight off little fungus diseases that are in our minds or in people we know? Or it's literally cultivating ourselves. And so I hope these teachings, which I've presented with love and care, bless you. And I am so very happy that they're in one place where people can download them easily. And it's a true blessing that there's an organization that does that preserves things that are on the internet and makes it available for people. And I've clearly availed myself of them. And I say thank you to archive.org. Bravo. Thank you so much. True blessing. I also wanted to mention one thing. So the teachings are complete, okay? In the past, I've been around people when a teacher has stopped teaching or and somebody followed him, and there was always a need. They never rested in what they knew. It was very disempowering. And things didn't anchor, and they felt, oh, I need more, or there's something missing, and it never ended. Because the path is in the practice. And really, now you could study other things, please do if you feel called to, but I'm just saying with regards to my teachings, everything you need is packed in those 100 teachings. I'll share a lot more in the future, but I just wanted that really mentioned. There's really a lot there. And there's one other thing. So this is just sort of a little tip that served me well in my life. I've always downloaded everything onto a physical hard drive. I know it's a little old school, but personally, I've almost lost my cloud once. I've had several friends who've lost their clouds with everything gone from them, mind you. Computers crash, hard drives have died. I've had hard drives that have moved on to the other world. Thankfully, once it was able to be salvaged, the information that was on there, or else I would have lost everything. You don't have access to the internet. You don't have access to the cloud. Your computer gets a virus. You don't have a cloud, there's no backup. The virus contaminates your cloud. You're in trouble. Having a hard drive where you put your pictures, your documents, and if you feel so called, the teachings of HB Shalom. And every once in a while, you back it up, and then you unplug it from your computer. That's a safety. And you put it somewhere safe. That's everything falls apart. The internet, your cloud, your computer. You have that hard drive. The pictures of your grandmother, your documents, everything. And it's safe. And hard drives are very, very, very cheap nowadays. So that's my personal kind of tip for the holiday season to, I suggest people get a hard drive. All my teachings are on hard drives, not just the internet, because it's safe there and you have it. So I just wanted to mention that. And just a practical tip I've noticed, I have an Apple. If it does the automatic backup, it only backs up what's on your computer, not what's on your cloud. I know it's shocking. You would think that's not the case. It is. So you have to go on your cloud and you hit copy on the file that's on your cloud. And then you go onto your hard drive folder and you hit paste. And it will move from your cloud onto your hard drive. So you kind of have to move blocks of folders in pieces. It takes a little while, but if you do it once every couple months, you're good. So that's sort of a practical tip. So thank you for listening to me. It's an honor, the greatest honor of my life, that I've touched so many. And I'm just so happy the archive is there. So the link is in the discussion. I sort of course, futzed with it a little bit. So tomorrow there's going to be another link there, but it'll be the same thing. So the link will change, but it's not fully uploaded yet. So I will change the link tomorrow, and there'll be an email going out to the whole group, and I will share again on Sunday. So there you are. It's been a journey of many decades that I've led to today. And I'm going to cry again. I'm just beyond, it's been a long journey, and I'm just so happy. So why don't we practice in a moment? We're just going to do, Yahweh Shalom. We all need a little shalom in our lives. We need a lot of shalom after what happened this week. This world needs a lot of shalom. I looked at Twitter after the shootings, and, there was a lot to pray about on the things that I saw. And, and it troubles us. The world needs shalom, and we need shalom for living in it. It's a tough journey, but we do it together. We're a little community here, and we belong also to other communities. And we're all sort of riding the same boat in many ways. And we all face the same struggles and challenges of this day and age. And I really feel it's appropriate as we light our candles to pray on this Wednesday evening, as we shine a little light from a candle into the world, that we ask for peace, wisdom, and clarity. God is the embodiment of shalom. So in many ways, we bring God a little closer. We bring perfection a little closer as we touch in and feel Shalom. So let's take about 5 or 6 minutes and people can prepare their prayer space. I'm going to find my prayer beads and we'll begin. And the link is there if people would like to download it. We may overload their servers, but just be patient. It does download. It may take a couple hours. The download's only 20 gigabytes. It's a lot, but it's 100 movies. So, give it a little time. They're funded by donation. So, it, 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 it'll come down. All right. Let's do 7 minutes, my friends. See you soon. Okay. I had a little issue with my prayer beads. If people remember when sometimes the string breaks when it's releasing energy, and mine broke the other day when I was praying for someone. It's a very good sign. I was using an elastic band, and so I went to restring it, but this time I'm using a strand that's made for pearls, and they come in like 23 different colors, so you could pick one that matches your beads. It's very nice, very solid. But just a reminder, everyone, you have to stretch it out first before you use it, because with time, the band will stretch out. So if you tie the knot right away and you use the beads, the heat of your hands and the movement will cause the string to relax, and then you'll have too much gaps between the beads, and you'll have to restring it because you won't be able to move the beads. There'll be too much of a gap. So what you do is you go in the closet or somewhere, and you wet the strand, the string, and you tie something on the bottom that's heavy. Basically, you stretch it out overnight. So I was cutting down my strand, and of course, 2 beads popped out. You should do it before you put on your beads. And so I was trying to put in one of the beads, and it took forever. But I kind of want to reiterate it to stretch it out first. I gave a whole teaching on how to create prayer beads, I think in May, June. And that's one of the most important steps. Be sure to stretch it out with something heavy overnight when it's wet. And that way, when you put the beads in, there's going to be no more give. And so where you tighten it is basically kind of where it's going to be. It's going to loosen a little bit more than likely, but not by much. Otherwise, you're going to have to redo the string. So, little tip there. So, and I wanted to mention one other thing. To download, you do not have to set up an account with them at all. Just go on the page, and it's on the right-hand side, and you click the number 100, and it will just download. No need to set up an account, no nothing. It's just there, click, and you're good to go. Alrighty. I'm ready to have a powerful meditation prayer tonight. So we have the light on. Incense has been offered, hopefully. If not, you can do that now. So when we look at the light, if it's the evening, it's literally a light in the darkness. All the other lights in my room are off. I turn down the light on my computer. And what do we see? I see one candlestick and a candle on top, and a large flame. And I feel the tranquility in the room. Windows open, I just heard a car go by. And it's cool outside again. Had a little bit of a heat wave going on. And it's refreshing my room. The shalom is always all around us, even in the movement. Shalom could be very comforting in grief, despair, anxiety. That's the power of words. That's the power of mantra. People can say, be peaceful, be peaceful. Oh, it gets better. It may not. And it irritates people. You're like, oh, be peaceful. And you're not, things aren't, and you're worked up. And you're like, no, I don't want to be peaceful. This is what this is. But when you pray on the name of God and the word shalom, you find a transcendent peace, a peace that's beyond the word. There's a soothing. It's not that you forget. It's not that you still don't feel pain or you don't have the anxiety or the problems, sadly, do not magically go away. But something shifts at a cellular level. For me, there's a divine comfort, almost like a cloud that comes down. And at least for that moment in time when I'm praying or saying the words, I feel like I'm making a difference in a way. I feel lighter, and I can send out the shalom out into the world, to those in grief, to those in anxiety, to those in despair, to myself, to others worrying, praying for something better to arise. In a way, we're praying for grace, for strength, for wisdom and clarity. And yet, we don't need to think of what it is. We simply do the prayer, and we just see where that journey of doing the words leads us tonight. And that's how we grow in our understanding. Right now, for those who are religious, we're wishing to connect with God. There's a need to connect in times of problems, of change, of violence. We get a strength that's greater than our own. We get a comfort that's different. And we get a clarity. And by the power of our practice, we could also send it to those who are able and those who are well enough energetically, to those who need that quality. And in that way, we're helping heal our world and others. And it's our offering. It's the way it becomes more than just about ourselves. Imagine this world if people didn't just think about themselves, but also thought about others. And yet this week, we had beautiful examples of people who put themselves at risk, thinking about others. some amazing stories of compassion, of strength. And so our candles are lit and we're sending out a light. Our prayers are a light. Our prayers add to each other's. And I know it makes a difference. So we'll start with the Shema in a moment. Okay. So those who feel to say it with me, feel free. If not, it's fine as well. And for those who aren't religious, these words carry deep blessing. And they're very holy. And it's offered to everyone. So we say, Shema Israel, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Yoel Shara, Yoel Shara, Yoel Shara, Yoel Shara, Yoel Shara, Yoel Shara. Yahweh Shalom, Yahweh Shalom, Yahweh Shalom, Yahweh Shalom. Yahweh Shalom, Yahweh Shalom, Yahweh. Yahweh Shalom, Yahweh Shalom, Yahweh Shalom, Yahweh Shalom, Yahweh Shalom, Yahweh Shalom, Yahweh Shalom. Shalom.
Refanala Refuah Shlema Refanala. Please heal this soul. Mishe Berach Avraham v'Sarah Yitzchak v'Rivka Yaakov, Rachel, ben Leah, Refanala, Refuah Shlema, Refanala. Please heal this soul. With faith and love, together we bring hope and healing. Those in need, without judgment, without explanation, we are all God's creation. Refanala, Refuah Shlema, Refanala. Please heal this soul. Please heal this soul. Refuah Shlema, Yaakov. Please heal this soul. Please heal this soul. Together we bring Refuah Shlema. Please heal this soul. Please heal this soul. God's creation. Refuah Shlema.
Let's take a moment and continue our prayers a little bit.
kept on burning. A miracle, they say, but the world has kept on turning. Are there miracles today?
Everyone who lights the candles has a bit of ancient spark.
We are miracles lighting up the dark.
We are lights, lights of memory, remembering times long gone. We are glowing, growing miracles. We are lights, we are lights, we are lights, shining on and
A row of burning candles shines a light upon your face.
Linking you and me and all of us to a far-off holy place. But the blazing of the candles is not the only light. Look at all of us shining here tonight. We are lights, lights of memory, remembering times long gone. We are glowing, growing miracles. We are lights, we are lights, we are lights, shining on. We are lights, shining on. We are lights, shining on. We are lights, shining
May the Lord God, Hakadosh, the Holy One, bless us, bless our world, and heal us. May our light and His light shine brightly, blessing us all. Amen. Thank you so much for joining me this Wednesday, and I look forward to being with you all on Sunday. Have a very blessed remainder of your week. Bye-bye.